Hello, welcome to Wilhelm YouTube channel. What if I told you that whatever you might have heard about the Nephilims, that is the giants in the book of Enoch, are all lies? Let's study what actually happened. Let's read the quote. Genesis chapter 6, verse 1 to 4. I read verse 1. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children unto them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. Okay, that is what Genesis chapter 6, verse 1 to 4 says, and you realize it is the verse 4 which introduced the giants. The verse 4 says that there were giants in the earth in those days. Okay, and you see that before the mention of the giants, the Bible had talked about some events happening, and one of the events happened in series, and I grouped them into 6. And this is what we have. The first one being men began to multiply, and it is found in chapter 6, verse 1. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth. Okay, the verse 1 again, there also talks about beautiful daughters were born to them. In the verse 1b says that, and daughters were born unto them. 2, 3, I talk about sons of God were attracted to their beauty. And that is found in verse 2, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair. You get it? Okay, the 4th point talks about they taking them as wives. So they took them wives. And it is found in the verse 2b, and they took them wives of all which they chose. Again, point 5 is that God was not pleased. And this is in verse 3a. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is flesh. He also is flesh. Then 6, man's life shortened. That is point 6. And it is found in verse 3b. Yet his days shall be 120 years. Okay, you realize that this series of events happened at a time we don't know about. You understand me? All these things happened from the verse 1 to verse 3 happened at a point in history we can't tell. And for God to prove his word, he had to you have to make sure that when you are studying history, you can point to a particular point, a particular date or a period in history when these things happened. So the Bible comes here in verse 4 to introduce the giants and use them as reference points. You understand? It's used them as reference point. Let's study it. It says that there were giants in the earth in those days. And which days are that? That is during when these events happened. When men began to multiply, daughters were born to them, sons of God saw the daughters as beautiful, took them as wives, and the Lord's spirit fled and shortened the life span of men. You understand? Okay, Then we realize that the verse 4, which talks about the giants, it's not saying that the giants came as a result of the marriage between the sons of God and daughters of men. But then the giants came. The giants were there. I repeat, the giants were there before during the time these events were unfolding. The giants were there during the time these events were unfolding, and it is so certain and no doubt about this. If you get it very well, the verse 4 says that there were giants in the earth in those days. Which days is it talking about? During when these events were unfolding. So you see, we can then authoritatively conclude here that the verse 4, which talks about the giants, was only being used as a reference point. Yes, it was only being used as a reference point. And that is a point of time in history when the events in the previous verses were mentioned. Okay, so the question you might ask is, where from the giants then? All right, I will answer that in my next video. But then, for now, I know we are so sure and certain that the giants were there even before the sons of God and daughters of men got married. So they are not their offspring. Simple as that. And I don't know how someone can raise any point to dispute this one. Okay, what about the verse 4b, which also talks about, says that, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. You see, this does not in any way refer to the giants. The children which were born by the daughters of men to sons of God were not the giants. If you read carefully, you understand it very well. It was talking about some group of people which were born, who were intellectually sound, who were very brave, confident, who didn't fear anything, who were achieving a lot. And I tried to find definitions of some key words, 3 of them. So I found the definition of giant, I found the definition of renown, and I found the definition of mighty, trying to compare and contrast to see if we can get some similarities or something to relate to say that, or to conclude that the giants were the same as the mighty men and men of renown the verse 4b is talking about. But then we realize that from the Oxford International Dictionary, the definition given to a giant is a very large, strong person who is often cruel and stupid. And then the same dictionary goes to define renown as someone with fame and respect because of something you have done that people admire. You get it? You get the contradiction here? It is so clear. Then mighty, or a mighty man, is a very strong and powerful man. So it even goes on to give an example of a mighty warrior. So I hope you get me. Doesn't necessarily mean that the giants were renowned and mighty. No. They don't qualify. They don't qualify. From tracing from history, we don't even have one thing that can point to that the giants did this or established this, for which they must be praised, or they should be known, or they are famous of. Nothing like that. So we then learn that men of renown, mighty men, are people with greater achievements in various fields, including discoveries. Yes, science, war, knowledge, and wisdom. Yes, giants don't qualify. Giants don't have these attributes. It can now be concluded, and it is so clear, that giants are not the products of the unholy marriage between the sons of God and the daughters of men. Giants were not at all. So in no way should someone try to compare them. I don't get it. Where do they get those informations from? You are arguing based on the Bible, but then all what you bring out doesn't conform with the Bible. So where from this argument? Thank you very much for watching this video, and I ask that you please share for others to also know the truth. And then please subscribe to this channel, for we'll be bringing you more revelations. And I said we'll bring our next video will be about where the giants come from, or the origin of the giants. Don't miss it. Please click on the subscription button and subscribe. Thank you very much.